Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another Saturday Night Sci-Fi Shadow Chat. Tonight, we are going to talk about those mother-loving zombies on spaceships, starships, space stations, and anything else you want to plop them down in your sci-fi games. We were talking before the show, and Justin reminded me of my absolute favorite sci-fi undead sort of game, being Mutant Chronicles. I know most of you guys aren't too familiar with it, but man, did it have a lot of undead. Just all kinds of cool zombies and demons and just a crap ton of stuff. What's happening, Nathan? Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, guys.
Excuse the mutt. He's got a stomach full of ham and he's feeling ornery. We had a nice big ass dinner, and so how'd you guys? How was your day, guys?
Good. Could have been better. I could have had ham.
Ham is always good. I had ham, cheddar bay biscuits, homemade, scalloped potatoes or au gratin, I forget, and scalloped apples and corn on the cob. Just all the freaking the goodies we could muster in a couple hours before the show.
I had a Big Mac and some chicken nuggets.
I haven't eaten yet.
I also got some of my favorite.
That's probably better than what I ate.
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
Kevin?
I use these for my D&D miniatures and my Shadows of Brimstone miniatures because they got nice big cavities. They're like $6.99. They used to be $4.99 a year ago. But they're really cool. They stack really nice. I finally found some my local Harbor Freight, so I can finally start. You can't hear?
Nerd. Bo, you're muted. We're not trolling you, bro. You're actually muted.
Yeah, we can't hear a word. What's up, nerds? Nerd. I subscribed yesterday. Thanks to Justin giving me the link.
Yeah. And the link to her cults page is actually in the byline underneath the.
What's up, Black
title.
Dragon?
Oh,
I'm going to throw the link back in the chat in case you monkeys missed it. What's up, Kevin? For those of you who don't know, Kevin's one of my oldest friends in the real world, not the internet world, but you guys are all awesome friends of mine. And let's get into it. What was your initial thought when you saw the title?
I originally thought that's pretty specific and going to be hard to think about. But then I watched a vampire movie.
Which one?
Dampier from last year. Yeah, I'll send you a link to it on Discord.
Hey, nerds. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Nerds.
Hey, how we doing?
We are doing fantabulous. Glad to have you on board again. Like I said, Justin gave me the link, not just to your YouTube, but to your cult thing. I saw the 3D prints you got going on. Some cool stuff. I may actually want to grab some of that stuff for our Shadows of Brimstone game because there's this one world that you can go to that's like a mutated World War I that just never ended and just went on and on and on. And with this dark stone stuff similar to whatever the stuff was called in Deadlands. You guys remember the Western game? They're like the same game, but since Deadlands sort of, disappeared for a while, Shadows of Brimstone came to fill its spot. And there's these people called Tradarans, and they're basically humans but with a third eye. And the planet's so mutated that they're all jacked up with tentacles and crap. but they're still fighting World War One after like hundreds of years, and they put out a tank model that's very, very World War One looking, but I'm sure I could, grab some of your stuff and weird it out. Hey, what's up, Fritz?
Fritz? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you have that is pretty workable for all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some interwar tanks that I think probably work pretty well.
Yeah.
If you want to put your link in the chat, feel free. Or I don't know if you can. If you want to just like type it out so that the algorithm doesn't like flag it or whatever it does, which is really kind of.
No links in chat unless you're a moderator.
Yeah, if you do it, Shadow, or if you give someone moderation, they can put links in the chat.
Okay. Can I do that from here?
Yeah, you just copy and paste the link and then drop it.
No, what I mean is make her a moderator.
Oh yeah.
You can do it too.
Oh, getting promotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can't do it now, I'll do it later, for sure. Because I want anybody who's got stuff to promote, do it. Hey Raven, how you doing? Hey Diane.
Raven.
Wow, we got all kinds of people from Nathan's show popping in before Nathan's show. And the brother from down under,
James L.
James, how you doing, man? We got a lot of friends out there not feeling so well right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give any names because they may be embarrassed. Brian, but we hope you guys are feeling better and get well soon. Lots of prayers out to you guys because how could we game without you, right?
No, James L. James L.
To reveal any secrets, but if you have his number or his email, give him a shout out, reach out to him. He would appreciate it.
James L. puts us all to shame. He has more miniatures than all of us combined, and they're all still unpainted.
No, there's only one guy I will admit that to, and that's Cal Vanoni. He probably has more miniatures than me. Otherwise, I'm not buying it.
I seen this guy's. He showed his garage off in a video once, and it's just nothing but like there's no car there. It's just freaking miniature boxes. So,
but are they assembled and
they're
painted?
still in boxes.
No, they're still in the boxes. That's why I said
that's an embarrassment at that point. That's like hoarding.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a holder.
You're not a hoarder?
No, I'm not a holder, right?
Holder. He won't even admit to the proper name for it.
In the box, put them on a shelf.
Yeah.
They're meant to be enjoyed. They're meant to be played with.
Yeah, well, I have some that are so old that they will not see the light of day for many more years because they're old lead, and I just like keeping them, because if I look at them, I'm going to want to paint them, even though they're some of the derpiest miniatures you've ever seen from the early 70s, and I don't even know what they are.
I have an old Chaos Chariot that I keep opening up and going, that's lead rot. I better put this away because I'm not going to be able to do anything with it.
Paint it, feel it, enjoy it.
Yeah, the thing is so warped,
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, James L. is one of Australia's only masked crime fighters, so he's having a little difficulty, holding the paintbrush because his fists are so swollen and fractured. I've actually I'm looking at telling myself if I can put out 30 a month, I'm good. Mind you, I've got to assemble them. I've got to prime them. Do all the clean. Only 9,000 to go. With all the other stuff I got to do, plus the crafting and all the freaking shows and dealing with two boys now instead of just one because we adopted one. But I put this guy together. He's called a Croxagore from Shadows of Brimstone. It's just a giant. Yeah, he's a pretty big old ugly crocodile.
All right, give me one of those.
I got three of these. I got 3 of these giant Serpent Men Temple Guards. Fritz, you getting jealous? Serpent Man. And then even better, I got a Serpent Man ballista team. I love this piece. You can't see it though.
Yeah, you put yourself on full screen, man.
Yeah, put yourself in full screen. You're the boss.
No shit, right? Why am I doing this?
There you go. Oh wow, that is cool.
Sweet. Nice paint job
It's
too,
like
bro.
it's got four bows, arms.
Yeah, arms,
Yeah, just to give the this is just slap chop with speed paints, but thanks. And
That's the way to do it.
Yep.
When you're trying to pump out stuff quick style, here's the Croxagore.
Fuck talent. Use transparent paints.
And then I got a couple of these trolls.
That's a troll.
But they got a freaking squirrel tail. Since when do trolls have squirrel tails?
Copyright distinct.
That's right.
I guess so. And then for all of those of a religious nature, I got these plague doctor looking cultists I'm working on.
It's Inquisitors.
Yeah.
But check this out. Check this out. I had okay. I did this I totally did this on accident. This is the way the guy with the torch is supposed to look, right?
Yeah.
Okay, not bad, right. But I did this.
Why is this? It's like.
Hold on.
You put one leg up in the air.
Up in the air.
Yeah, he's doing the hokey pokey.
What?
On his way to the sacrifice.
I was just like, oh my god, you know what? And I saw it, and I'm like, you know what? I like it. It's goofy as hell. You know.
He's getting ready to kick some heretic in the face.
Yep. So that's what I'm working on. I got some other stuff. Now I got this one. I showed it off before. I want my boy to paint it, but god dang it, I want to paint it too. If I were to try to buy one, it's gonna run me like $50, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
You need to get a 3D printer, bro.
Yeah,
but I mean, look at that back. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was up to me, I would. It would already be done. I put it together like a week ago.
Then do
You
it.
have my permission to start painting.
That's right.
I want my boy to paint it. You know, he's my partner in crime. You know, I mean, what would you guys do if your boy is like, oh, I really want to paint it, but I don't have any time right now? Would you just say, up, snooze, you lose? Or would you just
walk up to him and say Tuesday? Don't give him an explanation of why Tuesday. And if it's not done by Tuesday, start painting.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because, with the speed paints, it's going to come out great either way.
Here's what you do. You take a picture of it with today's newspaper and you send it to him. And then tomorrow you paint, one of the arms and you send a picture with tomorrow's newspaper. And every day you paint another piece until he tells you to stop.
And then you just keep painting it anyway because you want to paint it.
I mean, I've got plenty to paint. It's not a big deal. But, that's to me, it seems like that's a great way to get him to, lose interest in the hobby. It's like, oh, my dad will take care of it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing his homework for him. Mostly because I can't do his homework. His math is like, beyond
2 + 2 is.
He's in like trigonometry or calculus. I never even made it past geometry, folks.
Exactly.
So, and I've never needed it, but he does, and he's running close to a 4.6 GPA. Like, yeah, you were, Kevin. But you still kind of are, because there's a whole bunch of crap Jackie is never going to know about, buddy. Just you and me, man. He will never know. And if he does, I will be dead or someone else will be dead. You know what I'm saying?
Boys are asking for you.
What do I need? Evidently,
they want you to watch the movie.
Evidently, I have to go participate in the birthday party.
Oh, it was a birthday party.
Is it one of your own kids' birthday party?
Yeah.
Why are you here, bro?
No shit, dude. Well,
I'm hiding. I'm hiding from the birth. All right, before I go, Space Zombies. Space Zombies are already in my game. My players deal with them almost every week. Shadow's character has shot up a whole bunch of them. before he found out that they're really not the bad guys. So space zombies are kind of fun. I like them when they are not magic, but definitely supernatural. That makes sense. Because there's all kinds of ways to make a zombie. I was talking to my boy. Now remember, Romero zombies, in the Romero world, you become a zombie when you die, no matter what. You climb the ladder, you fall and you break your neck, you become a zombie. Other zombies, you got to have, there's a plague or something you eat. Or one of my all-time favorite sci-fi movies, is Serenity. And it's
I was just about to say the Reavers did nothing wrong.
Movie, inevitably at the end, and they became zombies because they got gassed by the government, who's here to help you.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Don't you forget that, bro. The government is here to help you.
That's right.
The Reavers did nothing wrong.
Whether you need it or not. But I gotta duck out. Evidently, I have been recruited to participate in a birthday party.
You're welcome back anytime. Go eat some cake and enjoy the time you have with them,
No, my A1C was like really super high, and I have to be on like a diabetic diet for the next 3 months.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, well, save some for me.
No soda, no sugar. So I can appreciate a few prayers too, because I'm not even I'm a 200-pound guy, but I can't. I've been banished from all sugar for the next 3 months.
Sounds like some sort of
have a steak.
Thing.
Yeah, but for the grace of God, go
can't eat steak either.
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
No steak either.
Take care, buddy. Welcome to the show, James. How's it going down there?
Hey, fellas. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. You know what? I drink too much coffee. That's my problem.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Quickly run into the bathroom and flush the toilet.
Why?
I want to see if being on the stream it goes the right way.
Oh, you mean if it goes like wiggly? But
you don't have to take the camera with you. I just...
What? So I just come back and do this to indicate like the direction, like clockwise, counterclockwise.
No, he wants proof
I'll
of life.
I'll get back to you. I will check it now, though. You've got me like paranoid about the whole situation.
So
hey, everybody.
So we're going to talk about zombies.
Or we could talk about Summer Glau.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but we've had this discussion before. Miranda Bakara just
Summer Glau.
Too young, dude. Like
they only picked her because she's weird looking. Okay.
If there's no grass on the wicket, you can't play cricket.
She's older than I am.
Yeah, but Jackie's older than you are.
No. She's actually.
If there's no grass on the pitch,
what are you talking about, bro? She was like
trying to make you as uncomfortable as possible.
She was like 22 when that show was made.
No, she's too lolly for me.
What are you talking about?
I like senior administrative nurses with like big matronly hips. There, I said it.
Okay. Nerd, who's your favorite Firefly character? Nerds.
To be the enemy. I have never watched Firefly.
Whoa.
Get out of town.
Father, for she has sinned.
The public transport options
between now and next week. At least one episode. Find it. I'm sure it's out there on the high seas somewhere.
It is.
If you like westerns, if you like sci-fi, it's literally there are very few shows, in my opinion, that have come even close to how good it was. The chemistry between all the cast members, and it was just an absolute work of art.
I really regret that when I was in the movie store or the video store, DVDs back when they were still a thing. I had the choice. Actually, yeah, I think that was still around, but it wasn't. It was like a future shop or something like that. I had the choice of getting Firefly or Space Above and Beyond, and I took Space Above and Beyond because I hadn't seen it in a long time.
It's not a bad one. It's actually It's up there in probably my top 10 sci-fi
It's okay,
shows.
but
But I can beat that story of missed opportunities. I was at Wizard World Con, I think it was, and guess who was there? The entire cast. Guess who had never heard of any of them? This guy. I could have just walked up and said, "Oh my God, you've created the best show ever." Been the full-on fanboy, embarrassed the crap out of myself, and nope,
for
I just walked
Firefly?
right on by.
For Firefly,
Just walked right on by.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
All right, Kevin, you're always welcome. Just make sure your tech's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
me being a
Mark.
snob.
Firefly's held up pretty well. Like considering it wasn't like a big budget thing, it's a good story. It's like a good if you're a role playing person, I think that like it kind of follows that lead. You know what I mean?
That sort of party structure.
Yeah, it really did show you know some absolutely great interaction between the characters. You know, you literally had like, you know, all of the kind of stereotypical characters just excuse me, just not where you expected them. You know what I mean? It was a really nice, you know, switching up of roles and things like that. And you know, just
interesting culture too, like, you know, loan words from like Mandarin and kind of like a Wild West culture, and kind of interesting, like just different take on things, you know.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I actually can see, you know, like can imagine a future that would be very much like that. When we go to other worlds, we find them where we can actually breathe and maybe sow some crops. It's going to be real easy to fall back on that sort of lifestyle with those technological limits, because it all worked. It was cheap, and anybody could just, you know, make a wagon wheel or you know, whatever, you know, that sort of, you know, just get us to this level, you know, of technology, and you know, everything will be fine. You know what I mean? You don't need to send a lot of materials and a lot of tools and things like that. The simplest stuff, and humanity will be just fine.
I think there was just a little too much regression. If your world has metals, you're going to be able to cast things pretty easily, like pretty quickly.
Right, but I mean, how many times have we seen, you know, in sci-fi stories where they go all the way back to like the Bronze Age or the Middle Ages?
Yeah,
to do that nonsense. I think the you know, the Industrial Revolution, the Wild West, you know, somewhere in between there, you can really go, okay, this is violent.
a lot more plausible.
Yes, you know, and
space is the
100
final frontier. Why wouldn't it be frontier living?
Yeah,
right. And it would be easy to get families to go, you know, like the land grabs here in the States. You know, we'll put you on a ship. We'll give you the what we think you're going to need, you know, not worry about like electricity and stuff like that. You just, you know, you start farming and making babies, and we'll come visit and tax you every so often, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
So the zombies come.
They have
The
space
reverse-
zombies too,
reverse.
of a kind, right? Like, you know, they're very proactive space zombies, but they're definitely possessed by some kind of decaying virus of some kind.
It's I don't think it's decaying. It's self-mutilation, right?
Is that what they're doing?
They're cutting
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, unlike Bo, but they're not technically.
Man, it's been out for more than a decade.
I know. But the nerd's nerd hasn't seen it yet, and you know, the very first time you come across them, I remember watching it, and I'm like, oh man, that does not sound good. Not sound good at all. That, you know,
and not in that order.
Yes.
always
God. I mean, can
They
you just
definitely
let's no, I'm not going to say what I was going to think. I was thinking
even the toughest characters are terrified of them and just like, we got to get out of here. Like, there's no confrontation to be had with these creatures.
it's
like,
just-
we just have to go.
and And when some of those characters are afraid, like Gina Torres's character, if something scares her, I'm going to be in a corner, all balled up, crying and shaking, because she was tough as nails, and
Fuck, that hurt.
one of my favorite characters. Which is funny because I remember seeing her in something like Cleopatra 2500 or something like that.
25.
Yeah, I was like, oh dear God, this is the worst Drek I've ever seen.
It literally was.
Look, Justin, only 8,999 to go.
No. Those are boxes, not individual miniatures. With an average of 10 miniatures per box.
It's true. It's true.
So, my friend Grim, not the Grim all you guys are mostly familiar with, but Grim to See, who's been on my show a bunch of times. He was talking about this thing called Dead Space. Is anybody here familiar with it? Justin and I were talking. And he said there was like a cartoon series of it, and he said it was pretty good. Rife with zombies in space. Nobody here saw it.
I will look it up on IMDb.
Okay,
Justin's already got the torrent. He's already downloading it.
I was thinking about this. If I was going to put zombies in space, and I do put zombies in space, but let's take like magic out of the equation, just because, not because some people are comfortable with it, but I want to just keep it like, as normal sci-fi as possible as we can. How would you introduce them? What would be your like catalyst? What would turn them into zombies? I'm going to start with since Justin's looking stuff up. I'm going to go to James, then a nerd, and then back to Justin, see if he's done with his little bit of research.
The common trope is always some kind of virus in sci-fi, but I would think, what about all of the modifications that they attempt to make on human beings to make them more adaptable to dangerous environments? Potentially something like that could backfire quite horribly. I mean, not that the medical industry ever gets anything wrong, ever. But I could see something like Space Marine conversion just going horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, I could see that.
How about you, nerd? What would you do?
For me, I like the something unexplainable phenomena that causes a mind break, massive raids, right? They're exploring some new system that's behind a star they can't measure for whatever reason, and everyone who comes back is just raging maniacs, and they can't figure out why. So they go explore, and it's some, the thing that crosses the line or straddles it between sci-fi and supernatural. Is this just some universal phenomena? Is it a human intelligence behind it? And kind of leaves a mystery.
Like Event Horizon?
Yeah, I was going to say, I love that movie. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm assuming you haven't seen that either, nerd.
What was it?
Event Horizon?
I don't think I have.
You need to write that one down. Put it on the list.
Yeah, write that one down and just be ready, because it's very disturbing. It's very disturbing. It's kind of like 40K-ish, when they go into the warp, they basically go into hell, and then the spaceship comes back out and kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just one of the scariest movies. Back in the day and for decades, Jaws and Alien have been like number one, number two, back and forth in the top scariest movies of all time. But you guys know me. I always like to lump in Fire in the Sky, and of course,
Fire in the Sky was pretty good.
That movie was scary as hell. And then of course Event Horizon, which would be the top 4 scariest movies that I can even think of. Justin, what would you do?
Honestly, medical experimentation is usually my favorite, which would be Firefly. But I think the cyber psychosis or whatever that James L was talking about is pretty cool.
I like the sort of parasitic sort of thing. Something is gotten into the people. Whether you don't kind of like that parasite that gets into those certain insects and then takes them over and makes them do crazy crap.
Like creepers,
right? Something, or even kind of like what was that movie, The Faculty we just watched? Where there's a parasite, or even something like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, something that invades and then causes them to keep doing their thing.
A parasite.
Yeah, I like that idea. Don't get me wrong. I really do think that there could be a disease or something like that could also work. What's happening, Travis? Long time no see, buddy.
Travis, yes, Night of the Creeps is the one I was thinking of. Also a good movie. You should put it on the list.
I've never seen that one.
Yo, you should watch it. It's a good one. I recommend you should bring that up for your show with Connell.
Yeah, maybe. We're just getting ready to start doing horror movies this weekend, and I've got 2 movies to watch.
I would put it more on the comedy.
Oh, really?
It is. It's not like super campy. It's just that mid-'80s sort of
schlocky horror.
Well, I would put it in the same vein as like Critters or that kind of yeah. That's my opinion. If anyone else has seen it,
so we've got the Cause. Let's say it was 80s bad horror, Travis. Okay, now what would the effect be? Because I've seen different zombies throughout the years doing different things. They're not always
that's my least favorite.
Sometimes they're really fast, and you're like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that." You never do, but you're like, "Oh, that just adds to the terror." Like you're supposed to be slower than a living human being.
And so nerd, we'll start with you. Describe your zombies. How would they be different than the traditional, weak ass, horde of goofballs? What would you do to make them different?
So I'd like them almost to be passive when undisturbed. Like they're in a dormant state until something gets close enough, and then they kind of snap to and then charge out. And I think that plays really well, like in a spaceship environment, which I think is perfect for zombies, right? And it's isolated, it's claustrophobic, it's labyrinthine little alleys and tunnels. So kind of walking through a tunnel, the ship you think is abandoned, there's a couple bodies, and then right when you touch them, they snap to you and charge.
Nice.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
How about you, Justin?
I like the twisted, sort of mutilated. Like I really like the way the Reavers are presented. So anything kind of like that.
Sort of body horror-ish.
Yeah.
Something like okay.
Either that or the Hive, like you were talking, where it's just like people that you don't know. There's no decay or anything like that. Either the extremes of, hey, that's Greg, but then Greg wants to eat your face, or like, whoa, what the hell is that? That looks mutilated. One or the other.
It sounds like
either ends of the spectrum, but not
leading into that other classic sci-fi trope of like dudes in jumpsuits with beards yelling at each other in a control room, like arguing about what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So how would you make your zombies there, James?
The first thing that popped into my head was a bit like the whole gene stealer thing, where like, you know, they don't even know what they're doing just yet, and they might be behaving normally and advancing the interests of the hive mind.
Yeah.
Before they sort of completely degenerate, and you know, the mask is off.
Yeah. I like that.
Me
Like,
personally,
I just have to return some videotapes. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, Raven's got the best answer here.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I can picture that. I actually still somewhere have that old miniature set of the Grateful Undead from way back in the
You need
80s.
to find
I want
that
to say.
showed off.
Yeah, I know. I think I might be missing like one of them because I know there was a singer, a drummer, a guitarist, but yeah, that was just from an era where, I mean, you don't see that anymore except maybe in 3D printing, where people
You can
actually
get-
make like comedy miniatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get an orc rock band in 28mm from Alternative Armies. I have seen that, and I have seen
really?
irregular miniatures
Dead
do
Kennedys,
like a
Dead
Beatles,
Milkman.
like a
Yeah.
Beatles knockoff as well.
Mhm.
That are just like humans, but like, I don't know what scenario you'd use them in. Maybe like a pulp game of some kind.
Yeah.
What was it? Grenadier Miniature or Grenadier Models, excuse me, had this great set called Comedy Lords, and like the half elf miniature was literally just an elf cut in half. You know, just goofy stuff like that. It was just such a. I know it was like a set of 10. You know, it cost like $15-20 at the time, and good luck finding them now. But
Yeah.
oh man,
I know.
also
I know, Cool Mini or Not does slip a lot of joke, like
all my Zombicide have tons of that. There's a Bernie Sanders in there. You know, when he was.
I
remember
am
when
once
Bernie
again
with his,
asking
like,
for your
mittens in the
brain.
chair? Yeah, they got that.
I am once again telling you the benefits of being on a brain line. Oh.
I have a Bernie Sanders
Oh, okay.
T-shirt. I don't support Bernie Sanders. I just like girls.
I really don't know how to respond to that. So with my zombies,
nothing will get you regretfully laid more faster than a Bernie Sanders T-shirt.
I also have one that says Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer.
I would wear that.
Yeah.
That one will not help you at the bar.
I'm also looking forward to getting one of the Save the Triceratops, but that's for another time. With my zombies, I would like to have some like really distinguishing feature, you know, whether it's, you know, the green glowing eyes or something like that, coupled with having. I really like the idea of there being, you know, like slow walkers and runners and brutes and things like that, you know, very specialized ones, so that you can really kind of get, you know, I know it's a really gamey sort of, you know, hierarchy, but I really like that. Mutant Chronicles did a lot of that. There were a lot of, you know,
it is, but things like that can leap from species to species in theory, right? Like, it's like when the butterflies on the wall in Return of the Living or Night of the Living Dead, it might be, they start flapping when the zombie gas is released. They're all pinned to a board.
Yeah. That's a great film, and not just because of the.
What's up, Mac? So another thing I was thinking about is, you know, what do they eat? You know, sometimes it's just whatever they can get a hold of. Sometimes it's brains. Sometimes it might be something else. What would yours feed off?
Well,
okay, go ahead, Justin. You seem to have an answer.
They never show in Firefly them specifically feeding, just as much as wanting to recruit to their own ranks, right? Like spread their psychology, and I kind of like that. So just just like if you're going sci-fi with it,
Mhm.
right? It could just be like meat, right? And whoever survives not being eaten is broken into the collective of whatever um band of psycho zombies.
Mhm.
Or if you're doing the cult like James L said, they would just eat normal food, right? So
They'd still anyone who's like parts of their brain is shutting down and they're getting like super strength and
so
that sort of
soy.
thing. Like
They'd be
they
eating soy.
they probably would have like a big energy footprint. Like that's probably what drives them to need to continually consume because they're kind of
Yeah,
maybe medically dead, but like
yeah,
still have to keep going, right? So
yeah. Well, like if you're doing the sci-fi thing, medical death is not necessary because you're talking about like the fundamental purpose of a zombie is that they are a unified collective horde, right?
Mhm.
Then you get into the tropes after that of like the undead and all that. But
has anyone brought the kind of more Haitian idea of zombie that is like someone who's put under a like
a trance.
poisonous trance by a shaman of some kind? Has anyone integrated that into a game? I'm sure like that's got to have come up once or twice, right?
Oh,
I was
not that I'm
waiting
aware
for
of.
that. Kind of ties into the way I would do it, but I want to hear nerds uh, idea on what do they actually eat.
Yeah, so I think part of the benefit of them being dormant is they don't have to eat. They believe they're dead. They are
Yeah.
at peace with whatever eldritch horror they encountered out in space. They think they don't exist. They think they're dead until something bugs them. They're not moving. Their life systems are pumpy. So they don't really need nourishment. And when they wake up, it's just about killing everything they see to end life.
Yeah, that's Dead Space, from what I know about it.
I'm piecing together a psychological profile of Nerd's nerd, and I think she's very disturbed.
I think
You
we're all
don't know
very,
the
very
half of it.
disturbed. Oh dear.
Oh.
Arrow was going to go and bat for you for a minute, but all right, my zombies. I like the idea of something I saw. I'm swiping from Mutant Chronicles again. They take you alive. They don't.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't get to know what they eat. It might be a particular gland, an organ, whatever, but they drag you off kicking and screaming, and that's the for me the unknown. And watching your friend just being just carried off by the horde, and they just like pass you down the hallway while you're just
Way scarier.
Yeah.
just like you got the party or your friends or whatever, you just watched Billy just get just pulled back into the horde, and then you see him just they're just pushing him back down the wall, down the hallway, excuse me, and you don't know what's going to happen. Next time you see Billy, he's going to look kind of the same, but there's going to be that thing that lets you know that
your spare parts for whatever they're
yeah, because with Mutant Chronicles, they had this weird technology that was turning people into the critters, and the different monsters. Forget the movie. The movie was
it wasn't bad, but
it was really bad. I mean, I loved it because I've been waiting literally decades for them to make the movie, and been seeing like little tidbits of how they were going to make the Mutant Chronicles movie, and then dog water.
I think if they did that same movie now, it would have been a lot nicer.
Oh God, yeah. And what they could do with the corporations, and getting the viewers to actually root for one of the corporations instead of just the one and only hero that everybody could easily identify with.
Yeah,
That movie is that movie's rubbish, but it's fantastic rubbish. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right. There are
it's
a
the
lot
kind
of
of it's the kind of rubbish that like me and my bag lady friends will pick up and put in a trolley. Yeah. Add to our permanent collection. I do. I love that movie. I love it.
Yeah, it you know, if it's got Mutant Chronicles on it, I'm going to buy it for the most part. But you know, had I not been that way, I would have ripped it a new one when we did the review of it way back on a time.
It's more 40K than 40K though. Like it's grim as all heck. It's grim as all get out. And it's a little bit easier to kind of countenance some of the technical aspects and the political aspects than it is like 40K, which is very fantastical, right? Like,
and it's got two of the greatest lines I've ever heard in the movie. One is "Why wait?" Because somebody says, "If you do this, I'll kill you," and he says, "Why wait?" And the other one was Ron Perlman when he said, "Abandon all hope, motherfuckers," or something to that effect. And it was, you know,
the thing is, Ron Perlman was infected with the zombie virus for real, as we've seen in recent years.
As was
Your little Donnie.
John Malkovich was phenomenal in that. The tiny little part that he played in that movie, it was just like, wow, this is great.
John Malkovich is a fantastic actor, but he always kind of plays John Malkovich. He just shows up and he's like, "It seems like the world is ending.
I am John Malkovich." And then you hear
I don't think they give him a script. They just turn the camera on and say, "Go."
No. They get some hipsters to crawl into his ear or whatever.
Yeah. He's a very odd man, but he's a good actor.
Now this is more of a hive swarm scenario, but I liked in Lex, the TV show Lex, the Mantrid storyline, where they're going from world to world, and he was just cutting off people's arms and turning them into floating drones.
Biomass.
Yeah,
Give me
just
that sweet biomass.
literally using people as spare parts. But yeah, like this Shadow reminded me of this when he was describing the people being carried back, because they would just grab people and they'd be carried off, and you cut to black, right? You hear some screaming or whatever, and then there would be like 5 billion floating arms leaving a planet as it crumbles into nothing and going on to another one. That show was retarded, just full on retarded.
But Lex?
Yeah, Lex.
I saw, I think, one episode of it when it first came out, I think, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want anybody watching me watch this show, so click.
I think I had a similar reaction.
You've got it.
It was on at like 1 a.m. in the morning in Australia, and I caught it like once, and I was like, "This is what people think nerds are into, right? Like, this is why I get whale. This is why my lunchbox got stolen."
You've got to sit through the ride. It is worth.
Sci-Fi Channel was doing a lot of that when they did Lost Girl, and I'm like, oh,
Lost Girl. No, Lost Girl.
Yeah, it was just. I was just like, come on, this isn't what we all want, is it? And I looked around, and like, yeah, kind of is.
Like Turbo Nerds ruin everything because they just have no limits, and they need to like answer every question in like a lore or a piece, like a franchise is like unending. Like they can't leave any loose threads. There has to be a spin-off for everything.
No, Lex is worth the ride. It is just insane. Like
it takes some side trips that you might not be ready for.
It's a comedy. Like, it's meant to be a dark comedy, but
So would any of your zombies have like an ulterior motive, or would it just be consume?
The purpose of the trope is consume, so
and reproduce or what have you.
Just consume, right? Like
I mean, in the last Romero movie where they moved into that giant shopping like vertical shopping center and like walled it off, and you've got the young he's kind of like a Latin American guy. He's like doing the truck, running the armored truck for the guys, getting supplies and everything. Like I kind of remember, you know, it's sort of like the human reaction to it was almost as bad as the zombies. Like it kind of created this really stratified situation where the desperation of it, you know, meant that people had to gather around a really bad leader.
Yeah.
You know, just to get by.
Mind you, I've never seen but the first half of Walking Dead, the first episode, I should say. And something happened. I'm like, I'll get back to it. And that was like 5 years ago. So,
well, it's a lot more than that. Yeah, it's The Walking Dead. Like,
they spun it out too much.
I always want to hope that it will be better, and then I watch it, and it's like, I'll force myself to finish the season, but
it would have been fine if they just kept it to a few seasons, I reckon.
Yeah. You were saying a nerd snark?
So I was saying, season 1 I enjoyed, and then I immediately lost interest after.
Yeah,
I could see that. That's reasonable.
Put them in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. The story just like there's just too much teardown for the aftermath combined with not enough like,
and it's kind of hard to form a sort of sympathy for some of the characters because they really compromise themselves like all the time
in illegitimate ways.
Like the guy's best friend, the cop's best friend, cheating with his wife, and we thought you were dead, so you know that kind of thing. And it's like, well, like, now I just don't like anybody.
Yeah.
Take care, Travis. We'll see you soon.
It's not even that. It's like some of the like in the. You know how the Scream movies parodied the stupidness of people in slasher films, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. I felt like The Walking Dead was the Scream of people in zombie movies. With the stupid decisions they would make.
It parodied itself. Everyone who died deserved it.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple of people that were like heroic deaths, but like someone getting bit while trying to save someone. But usually it was like 90% of the time it was like, why did you do that? Why are you using that as a weapon? There's plenty of better things in the scene to kill zombies with. Why are you using nunchucks, you freaking moron? There's a stick right there.
Or a lead pipe.
Yeah, well, that qualifies.
It's very zero-sum game where like the guys that get ahead are just the, you know, raiders, basically. Like anybody who tries to stick together or work together, like they get it in the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got kind of our zombies. I'm gonna go back to the zombies itself in a minute. But where would you set the story? Would it be a space station, a spaceship, you know, some faraway planet where there is no escape, or maybe even underwater?
All of the above.
All of the above.
And preferably in the same story.
Mm-hmm.
Like your crew or your band is on a ship, and then they're on a station, then they're on a like it just keeps following them.
Like a galactic wide or a system wide plague or situation that they, you know, just everywhere they go, it just, you know, out of the frying pan into the fire kind of situation.
Not like it's magically happening everywhere at once, but hey, you guys were on a ship or you found a derelict or something like that, and you found zombies. Oh fuck! And then you're like, "Hey, we got out of there okay." And then you get to the space station and say there's 6 people in the party, and you number them all and roll a d6. Oh, you were bit and didn't realize it.
How about you, nerd?
It's gotta be a ship, probably an exploration vessel, and I think it starts with the crew in stasis, which is the next shift coming on after 6 months, a year, whatever. Their things
Ooh.
open up, they get out. Where is everyone? And then they find the body, they disturb the body, and it starts.
Like
I like that, like a colony ship, you know, or generation ship.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, exactly.
that movie.
Yeah,
I was thinking something similar. Like you start with something really pristine and futuristic, and it's like a Kubrick movie. You know, everybody's in suspended animation, everything's shiny and new. Oh, the lost colony ship has been located. Let's try and bring it in to our, field of gravity. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, not only does the ship have limited supplies, which I prefer that over a planet or a space station, but the colony ship is great, because if the colony ship lands with this phenomena, with these zombies, it's going to contaminate and spread on that planet wherever it's headed.
It's a biological bomb. Then,
yeah.
It could even have been weaponized by somebody else in that respect.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the whole plan all along, was to, have it land, somewhere that they know is already colonized. But when they get there, you've got this, ship full of soldiers ready to just terrorize the place, and
they're recruiting every person.
But it gives the idea would be that it gives no appearance of that it's actually like a joyous and exciting thing. It's like, wow, we've managed to recover all these people who were lost on the way. Let's crack some of these pods open and bring these people to. Bow.
Oh,
yeah,
that movie.
I do think every good zombie story ends with the zombies winning.
Hey, nerds, have you ever seen Train to Busan?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's a Korean zombie movie. Literally the best zombie movie I've ever seen. Oh my god, it's so good.
I watched it. I couldn't understand a word they were saying, and I didn't read any of the subtitles, and it was still worth watching.
There were some things in there, and some way they did things, just, oh my god, it was on the edge of my seat the whole freaking time. With me, I would start on a planet, and the zombies are doing their thing, and you get this group of people that, they band together, for safety in numbers, that sort of thing, and they're doing their thing, trying to survive, and then kind of like, the Fantastic Four thing. Oh, hey, there's this experimental ship, maybe we can, do that thing, and they get to the ship, and of course, they only know, the bare minimums to get it off the ground, and they're trying to fight the zombies off as someone's trying to pilot the ship to the space station, and then they get to the space station and it's deathly quiet, and they're like, they've killed off the zombies on the ship, they're good, they land, and then sure enough, there's more there on the ship or the space station, and maybe you could fade to black the end there. Or
in my scenario, I propose introducing the virus to the space station by accident.
Try to stop the rescue team from coming because it'll spread the infection.
Yeah.
What if you had a friendly robot on the inside who's like, guys, listen to me, don't come aboard. And they're like, what are you talking about? Your circuits are fried, man.
Yeah. They're all convinced it's just another HAL problem.
Dave, don't open the airlock, Dave.
I'm telling you, do not come in. Okay.
Would you
Yeah.
give it Kamala Harris's voice?
No, because it would be
No.
inappropriate
it'd be-
laughter peppering every sentence.
Sorry, folks.
She's got a strong career in telling people that their families have just been killed. Like, like, jeez.
But better.
What do you want? No, I had that this morning. You're living in the past, man. Yeah, true.
Better Joe Biden. He'll stop halfway through as they're talking about corn pop.
He's already a zombie. He's already got the virus.
Don't come in. Corn Pop, he's a great dude. You should come right on in.
Okay,
Well, I just want to welcome you all to the SS Corn Pop. That's where we are, isn't it?
Okay.
Shadow is Corn Pop. That's his true backstory. That is his true backstory.
You're not that bad a dude.
What was his true backstory?
Corn Pop was by a dude.
Oh yeah, he's Corn Pop.
Yeah, you're Corn Pop.
Like I don't have enough nicknames. Come on, guys. Right?
Yeah, when I
know what's gonna happen Monday.
Yeah,
I just messaged that to Hungar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
of course you did. What are friends for, right?
Yeah, he told me.
Okay, Max got a good one. Or an exotic element that survives in the vacuum of space and mutates any organic material it meets, creating a zombie-like life form. Think Expanse. I never saw that, but it does remind me of this issue of, it was either Creepy or Eerie magazine, and the cover's got this ship on it that's like half covered in this green sort of fungus, slimy looking stuff out in the depths of space. And of course, the party, has to go investigate. I'm like, no, you just nuke it and move, keep going, just blast.
Always.
Yeah, I love when the morals of the people are what caused the zombies to win. We can't just wipe out the colony. We can't. And therefore, our life gets wiped out.
Yeah.
Nuke from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
We can't just blow up the ship. It might have survivors on board. Next thing you know, 72 billion people are dead.
Yeah, we can blow up the ship, but it will spread pathogens everywhere. Like,
what's up, Hungar? We were just talking about you. Apparently, Justin roused you from your slumber to come and bequeath me a new nickname.
Yeah.
And now, one of the other questions I had before we devolve into complete chaos. In a lot of zombie movies, zombies have different weaknesses. What would be your weakness?
Long division. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yes, Nerds Nerd has a channel. It's just like it's spelled, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep, exact same spelling. No real content yet. Coming soon.
She's working on it.
There was an advertisement.
Yes. Yeah, I watched the intro video. Yeah, you gotta, as long as you put out, even if it's only once a week, make sure it's like the same day, same time, Friday night at 4:00 or whatever, just so that people can kind of work it into their schedule. It's really helpful.
That's only important if you do live streams. If you're dropping videos,
right. But sometimes it can get buried, in your feed with all the other stuff that regularly pops up. But just be consistent, be yourself, and trust me, they'll show up to watch. And we've already sent a bunch of people over there, and we'll continue to do so. Just like anybody else here who's got a channel, except Hungar, because he's already got, 1 million subs, and
No, he doesn't. He's got
Hungar rolled high for charisma, man. It is what it is.
He owes all his success to me. I do take credit for it all.
At what point does the sabotage begin? I gotta ask.
What? I don't know. I'm too lazy to sabotage people.
I can see that. I'm pretty lazy too. I can appreciate that.
The best revenge.
Oh,
is
it's a
big
nerd's nerd.
sandwich.
I tell you what, nerd. Later on, go over to my Discord. Do you have a Discord?
Not a group, but I do have an account.
Okay, we'll go into the Shadow and Sun thing, and we'll put your link up there so people can see it. That'll get it out to the 8.5 people that joined my server.
Can I just ask people who are on Shadow's server, is it just like a cat herd at the moment as he tries to figure out how to make all the different pages? Because that's what would happen.
There's nothing there. It's just a landing page.
Yeah.
If I tried to do it, I would be like, yeah, so just post here.
Yeah, this is the general, and then like the voice channel that's still labeled general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So anybody else got like a weakness besides long division?
Not eating pizza.
Fire.
So if they eat your pizza, they die?
I mean, shooting zombies on
like
hermetically sealed ship, like, come on, man. Like, that's come on, man. That's
Copop. The zombies in my universe die when you show them a picture of
running
Copop.
stairs.
Yeah. You push them down the spacecraft stairs, and they just roll and roll and roll.
There's a reason why I'm
they bounce all the way to the top with the low gravity, though.
Because a lot of times it's like you got to shoot them in the brain. You got to blow their head off or something like that.
Yeah, massive body damage. I'm cool with that.
Because I kind of I've seen a lot of them where they lose their legs and they keep on coming, which is good for a while. Or at least that one scene, where it's just dragging along.
Yeah, until you're being chased by an elbow. Like
no, well, no cousin it's here, okay?
It's just like an eye or a nose. And you're like, what is that
thing?
Or whatever it was.
Yeah, so I didn't like mine to be any more survivable than a normal human. They should ignore pain, absolutely, but they should be just as killable as a human. And then as a true weakness, I kind of like the idea that they hate arm life, right? They don't know that's what the hate is, but that's what it is. So
they hate what? I'm
even
sorry.
want to kill themselves.
They hate what?
Life.
I missed that.
Light? Did you say light?
They hate life.
Oh, life.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
run out of other things to kill. They kill themselves. They bash their face on a whale until they can't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's real Dead Space from everything though.
Hungar, what's up?
Karl Marx has joined the chat.
Yeah. Put your fist up in the air in solidarity, bro.
Gives me that for free. Hungar the Stubarian 2023.
I'm so glad I didn't just take a drink.
I cleared all the cache out of my computer today, so I had to re-sign into everything. So I had to sign into my StreamYard again so I could stream this to my show too. Hopefully you get more subs that way.
Live from the studio audience.
Live from the people who brought you Fuck It Friday. It's Hungar's Gotta Get Your Live Stream. I'm nerds.
Awesome.
She ain't even gonna say hi to me. What the hell?
No, nobody likes you.
I'm
She's
running
dead
back.
inside.
I was grabbing a drink. I don't
She's just dead inside.
Shut up, Justin. Nobody likes you. You're lucky I even let you on my show.
Oh,
I'm just gonna start with Shadwell. It's gonna be the Hungar Shadwell.
No. You gotta read your Discord,
started, brother.
I know.
He's not Shadwell anymore.
Old school.
It's not Shadwell no more.
Hey, you
Shadwell
shut your lying mouth. You shut your lying mouth.
We call him Corn Pop now
Yeah.
because he was a bad dude.
What up, Corn Pop? Yeah, my hair is stressed. I literally just woke up.
Dude, my face is as red as your shirt.
Corn Pop.
Yeah. Well, you need to go a couple of shades browner to become your.
Oh
What up,
my
Omanau?
eyes are watering.
Omanau.
Hey, Omanau.
Corn Pop.
I like the idea of my zombies having like something like different, not the usual, like something that'll really like kind of like not as goofy as the Mars Attacks playing country western music, because that ought to make them super strong, but something like just totally like, you know what I mean, like not like a Star Trek.
Try that on a small planet.
Light thing or something, but just something, whether it's a special weapon or an ingredient or a mineral or a sound or something that would just
Alka-Seltzer.
I can't wait to bite a zombie. I can't wait to bite a zombie to turn it back to a human.
Well, Shadow, a good one came up the other week.
If you survive, I'll give you $10, bro.
A good one came up the other week during the Space Vampire stream. I can't believe I'm using these words, but I'm going to own it. Where like religious faith or things that are maybe less common in a very technocratic, far advanced world, like might affect or disturb them, or at least fend them off temporarily.
Yes, and Corn Pops are one of the best cereals ever. One of the few cereals you can eat as a snack right out of the box. Oh my God.
I eat Corn Pops and Peanut Butter Crunch. Peanut Butter Captain Crunch. Those are the cereals that I eat. Every once in a while, I'd mow down on some Cinnamon Toast Crunch because, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But
Shadow.
I buy the generic stuff. It's called Cinnamon Hood Crunch.
I love how you Americans. I love how you'll take a 3-course meal and like serialize it.
they call it Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I get it is like this shit kind of cinnamony.
Shadow, when you start making T-shirts, you need to take a good, high-quality picture of yourself holding a box of Corn Pops and put it on the freaking T-shirt.
I'll do that.
I can't wait to put this on the T-shirt. You've all seen it. You'll see it again.
He looks He looks like he's appalled at something I've just said, but he's about to sneeze at the same time.
You need to draw like little horns on that. you need to draw little horns on that, and then maybe like a funny mustache.
That was
and then take another photo of it, and then put that really on a T-shirt.
Yeah, the full on handlebar. Curly cute. Yeah.
I was thinking just two fingers under the nose.
What I'm doing with that is I'm printing out a bunch of copies of them. I'm going to take it to a copy store and print out a bunch of copies. And I'm going
to put them around the neighborhood. No explanation.
Yeah, have you seen me? I'm going to take them to the Walmarts and stuff and put them up on the freaking board.
That photo was the exact moment where Jackie was out of shot and he just had a little bit of white pepper and he was like,
no, it's just like. You should write up. Have you seen this person? He's wanted for, and then make up some like ridiculous, absurd crime. Like
this man owes me 15 years of child support.
Yeah, and then put a fake phone number at the bottom, one that you try calling that doesn't go anywhere, and then cut it so it's like a pull-off tab, and just put
the phone number to the CDC.
This is the park ranger who shot Harambe. Actually, no, we don't want anything too bad happening to Shadow. It's like cause some serious rage.
Hold on, guys.
Oh Jesus! Insert name. You gotta love my audience, man.
Yeah,
it's not like he's wrong. Bunny wrestling?
Yeah.
What the hell is bunny wrestling? I mean, unless it's in Vegas and
hey, it's not a bad thing. It's a choice.
It is. Vol cells unite.
Ball cells.
So
voluntary celibate.
I was wondering what you guys would if you had any insight on this. I was always wondering with zombies, at what point do they break down and just die?
When I bite them.
If you think about it, a lot of the traditional movies, like let's say winter rolls in, are they going to just freeze solid and that's it? Or worse, you get a really hot summer and they just dehydrate and they try to move and they start crumbling or something like that. Have you guys ever thought of that?
No.
Well,
I've never thought
Walking
that
Dead.
much about zombies.
I
think about Rome. Where do I think about zombies?
Based.
So how long for a Roman zombie to decompose?
According to The Walking Dead, more than 15 years.
Yeah, according to The Walking Dead, those bastards never decompose.
Really?
No. They do. Just really, 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 really slowly. With a bunch more reallys in there.
Well, I'm just sick and tired of these motherfucking zombies on this motherfucking spaceship.
Yeah.
Got it, brother. You got it. I almost spelt it out like that, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that.
Well, I can say it. It's my channel. I don't give a shit.
It's not just your channel.
Yeah, but I've got it streaming to my channel, so I do what I want.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thanks.
I consider that piracy myself.
I'm okay with that.
Arr, matey.
Yeah. You think Hungar cares? He's just gonna go get an eye patch.
Wander into the sea. Yeah, I always picture them kind of being afraid of the ocean, or large bodies of water. Whether it be because of the zombie plague is actually a form of rabies, which would be interesting and probably accurate. At some point in the future, we'll probably see something like that. It obviously depends on what animates them, but I'm just going with science. And with with science, you would think that at some point, because magic zombies would live forever. At some point, you would think that not only that, but what about insects? There's a lot of insects that eat dead people. That's why they turn into skeletons.
Apparently, one good thing happens when zombies become a reality is all the flies and shit just die, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
that would probably cause the collapse. That would probably cause the collapse of the ecosystem, though, with all the insects and flies.
When they wander into the swamps full of gators and shit. I mean, I don't think you'd really have to worry that much about zombies in, say, Louisiana and Florida.
That's another good point. What about the things that the vultures and stuff like that? If they started eating them, would you get zombie vultures or zombie crocodiles?
That would be fucking terrifying. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or coyotes out here in the high desert. They start munching on a couple of zombies. They just do a hit and run attack, and
And then you got zombie coyotes. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's if it works that way, right? Not the
You seen I Am Legend?
Mm-hmm.
I Am Legend, the really bad one.
So it's still a movie.
Yeah.
You mean the one with Will Smith?
Yeah.
He just did that movie to get away from his wife.
Yes.
No.
I said it before and I say it again. Jada Pinkett Smith is the only bullet Tupac ever dodged.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
He's alive and he's driving a forklift in far north Queensland.
No, they found out who killed him. And they got snitched up Puff Daddy.
Wow. I guess all of the 30-year-old Jewish guys with beards who love hip hop are going to be really excited.
Yeah, but you know what? We still don't know who's on Epstein's list.
Yeah.
We probably never will.
Well, it wasn't me. I like them old. So old that they're decaying.
Those blue-haired beauties and frosted delights.
That's right.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
He wants to move to the village.
I'm going to Miami, baby.
You go to the village in Florida. That's where all the old folks live. It's a retirement city, and they all have herpes.
I kind of think that the bugs and worms might not be
And
able
crabs.
to, differentiate between zombies and, buried corpses, and that they may very well do something like that and, make it worse. I mean, it really depends on how bad you want to make the overall scenario, because everybody knows a good zombie movie ends with everybody dead. Okay. But if you're talking about a game situation, unless it's a one shot, if it's a campaign, there's got to be, options for it to continue to a certain point. Yeah, and obviously, what that certain point would be when everybody's dead.
Well, that's why I opened up my scenario the way I did, where like if you survive the ship you're on, and you choose to keep playing in that world, you roll to see if one of your characters is infected, and then they spread it to the next place.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because I could see it, doing the same thing they did with Alien, where the survivors get to civilization and they've been cleared through quarantine, and then they tell their story, and then of course they get recruited to go back to that planet, and instead of nuking it from orbit, they got to bring back a sample, or something stupid like that.
Well,
blasting the planet. Which,
wasn't that like the Umbrella Corporation from the Resident Evil games and movies?
Right. Mm-hmm.
They created the stupid virus, and when they realized what they had done, instead of trying to destroy it, we can turn this into a weapons program. Oh, or something stupid like that.
Okay, so if they don't die quickly, from natural causes like the environment or something like that, would you have them ever evolve like in I Am Legend, or I should say the Omega Man?
I'm going back to bed, guys.
Okay, party on, Hungar.
See you tomorrow,
Hungar.
hopefully. If not, Monday. Have a great weekend.
Sleepy.
Yep.
Yeah.
See you, Hungar.
Good
Take
to
care,
see
buddy.
everybody. If you're watching this on my channel, bounce on over to Shadow Corn Pop.
Yeah.
And give him a like and a subscribe.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And mail me some pizza pockets. Amazon will deliver.
So what do you think? Would it be possible, or would you have it to where they evolve, or maybe like 1 in 100 or something?
Yeah.
Leader?
If you were doing like a classic adventure, like Traveler or something with zombies, and you were encountering them, I would create a random chart and have 1 or 2 of the zombies get a perk.
I mean, if they're manipulated potentially, or are the result of some experiment, then surely there must be some that are stronger and smarter than the others.
Or even just older, and
you have your regular Justin-like zombies who are running around eating people's heads, and then you have a zombie that's more like me, wearing a bathrobe, smoking a pipe, being like, brains.
I much prefer fingernails. What should be the caviar of zombie food?
My ears appear to have fallen off.
Did anybody here ever read that comic book Dead World?
No.
Anybody even heard of it? It was a black and white, independent comic book. And one of the things I liked about it was there was like a zombie
I'm
leader.
not single, you ass monkey. This guy is obsessed with like.
Okay, Justin.
Are there zombie cat girls?
Oh wait.
Oh,
We're working on it. We're working on it. The boys down at the lab are working on it. We haven't heard from them in a while.
I don't know if they're having a cat girl orgy or just got eaten.
They're having a great time, or they're having the worst day at work ever.
or they're not having any time at all. They're just,
They're well done. They're well digested in the litter box.
But in Jet World, they had a really cool sort of intelligent leader that was, leading them, I suppose. And it was very interesting. I like the idea of there being some sort of, if you're going to do it, long term, that maybe you could get them to be even scarier, I guess, and somehow a bigger and bigger threat instead of just the plagues somehow spreads to a couple of different worlds to where you might have an entire area of space that's infected, but there's still
in that last Romero film. Sorry, I'm always talking over people because I'm like 2 seconds behind you. Like I'm literally 40,000 million kilometers away. But in that last Romero movie I saw, there was like a gas station attendant or a caretaker or something.
Yeah, gas station attendant.
Yeah, he became like their natural leader. Like he just seemed to have a little bit more self-awareness, and he was even sort of slightly aware of the humans and kind of regarded them, like in a way that was kind of more complex than just pure animus.
I like how that. Sorry, I like how that the climax of that was he picked up like a wrench or something, and he used it. He became a tool user, right?
Yeah.
That's how they ended that movie.
What was this?
I
don't know if it's Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead or Dog of the Dead.
Yeah, they all have very similar names.
One of those Romero movies. One of the last ones.
The last one in the series, which is kind of hard to tell because they remade the entire series, and that one was the intended conclusion that they never made originally. Where they set up like a city camp. They isolated a few blocks and build a wall, and they had guys going out in armored vehicles to get resources and stuff from the dead world, and some of the walkers or whatever they are calling them in that world, the zombies, were starting to gain back their intelligence.
Our world, we would call them people of death.
Yeah, people of death. The living challenged. Don't be a bigot.
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's her name. Yeah, that's a nerd's nerd, and yes, as Mac is attesting to here, she is a big time YouTube star.
She's gonna be
with millions and millions of subs and loyal fans and an entire army unto herself. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Last time I checked.
See, there you go. See, that's why she has to use the anime avatar, because if we knew who it was,
Really? I thought it was the massive goiter on her neck.
We call it Frank.
Middle column A, middle column D.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I show my goiter with pride.
Oh.
God. Only James would bring that word back into fashion.
Water. Oh.
So,
freaking weirdos.
Hey, we resemble that remark. We wear it like a badge of honor. So, what about I know we kind of covered this, but I was thinking of like the mission. Would it just be just get away and be safe, or would there be something else that you try and throw in there? One of the things I really liked about Train to Busan is they had it kind of made in the shade, sort of, but then they had to go back, and the scene of them going back, that whole sequence was just so incredible. The balls it would take to do what they did with nothing. Because mind you, there are no guns in this movie whatsoever. In Train to Busan, they do everything they do with just their bare hands and the just flying by the seat of their pants. Improvise solutions to the various issues. Hey, what's up, Kevin? I'll throw the link in there, even though we're going to be shutting this off in about 30 minutes, but I haven't seen my old friend in forever.
You got to nip the problem in the bud, because if you don't try and at least contain the problem, it's going to come after you eventually anyway, right? Like,
yeah,
even in the vacuum of space, like, those things have escape pods. They'll just stumble into them and like,
if they're non-decaying zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might take 50 or 100 or 1,000 years. Maybe the ship's got like safety features beyond escape pods. That's, hey, no one's typed in a control lately. Automatically jump to home port.
Yeah.
Which would be like a sensible thing to do if you have jump
it's
technology.
Funny. You raise that, right? And I think, I've never thought of that. But like, driverless cars do that already. Like,
and you would have a lot more of those kinds of systems on a 100 trillion
totally.
credit starship.
Totally. Crowbar Forge Master. I like that.
Yeah.
That's my friend Kevin.
Hey,
who
Kevin.
apparently doesn't have his camera working, but that's okay. I think he's doing that just because I said I haven't seen him in forever.
No, he's scarfing down.
What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man?
All right, I'm just trying to figure out what's up with my camera.
Yeah, your mic is crap, dude. We can barely hear you. I need to break out my old freaking funnel so I can hear you.
He's making.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm working on the camera right now.
You're working on a tumor right now? That's what I heard.
Tumor. It's a tumor.
Well, it's my laptop. I don't know why it's a problem. Okay, what's going on here? Trying to get some...
Hold on, let me see if I can futz with the controls here.
Hey, a nerd's nerd. What software do you use to make your 3D sculpts?
So I use a couple. Mostly what I do is just 3D Builder, which is built into Windows. You can do a lot with that as you play around with it. And then for more complex stuff, I use a tool called Mesh Mixer.
Mesh Mixer, okay.
Okay, well, I should have my camera.
Mesh Mixer is defunct. Sadly. You should do tutorials. Can you? Are you capable of filming or like screen capturing while using those programs?
Or I don't see why not. Yeah, I should be able to.
That would be interesting to watch if you're looking for content to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Nerd to teach me some brush control. Damn it.
Here we go.
I don't have brush control. I have lots of fixes, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, just show me that, because like I'm slopping it all over the place. Hi, Kevin.
What's up, man?
All right, not much. Just kind of getting done eating dinner, so I just wanted to hang out and see what's going on.
Yeah, we're talking about space
zombies in
zombies.
space, man.
I know we have to do something.
Well, I'm going to be running an online game, D&D, AD&D, starting around the first of the year. Nautical high seas adventure.
Okay.
You're obviously welcome. I'm going to do a video
Any
or
Martian
two.
universe?
Yeah, a faraway little, water world.
With Kevin Costner.
Kind of, yeah. Starting out, first level characters, just straight, AD&D, first level to, whatever. I might run it twice a week, so I can, because there's a bunch of people who want to play, but at different times. and because it's a high seas adventure, people can stay on the boat or they can go investigate the new island that they discovered. And if they're not there, they're swabbing the deck.
We pirates or we just adventurers?
Come again? Couldn't hear you, Kevin.
Lag, really bad lag.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Your camera's kind of off as well.
Yeah.
Okay, pirates.
There. I'm sure there would be some piracy.
Well, I think we would be.
It could come to that. That's not going to be the beginning goal, but mutinies happen and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm not sure what's wrong with this computer, but it's new, but I don't know why it's lagging so much. Okay.
It's either your connection, your. Can you do a speed test?
I'm not sure I can.
But yeah, a nerd's nerd. I'm really wanting to do the 3D printing thing after the holidays and whatnot. After I've gotten rid of some junk off my pile of shame. You do resin printing, right?
Exclusively, yeah.
Because I have a snap maker from the first series from the Kickstarter. It's set up, but it's never been used. It's essentially brand new, even though it's like 5 or 7 years old now, and it's an FDM printer. And I'm hoping that I can actually get into the resin, but I'm kind of leery because everything I've ever come across resin is just not tough enough to pass the fall off the table test.
They tend to be very brittle. They do make tough resins that can be pretty solid. Usually you lose a tiny bit of detail. I mix them a little bit together and I'm very careful not to drop them because they probably won't survive.
Yeah.
There's also how you cure them. Like if you clean them and prime them like really quickly after printing them, like they maintain a little bit of, I don't know, almost like PVC
flexibility.
Flexibility, yeah. That was the motion I was simulating there.
Yeah, I just figured you were being weird.
I don't know if you saw this, Nerd's Nerd. You got a fan out there. I'd love to hear you narrate some audiobooks. What do you think?
I'm terrified of copyright.
Yeah. You can get things in public domain, but it's a lot of work.
Since my sister actually does that as her day job. She's a narrator for audiobooks.
Okay.
Wow. Someone pegged your family pretty spot on, I'll say.
Any titles that she's worked on?
I feel like I'd be doxing myself, so no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. There's some of us out there that have no problems, others that do, and I'm obviously at one end of the spectrum. Until the boy's 18, and off on his own kind of thing. And
we already know who you are, Corn Pop. Don't worry about it.
Whereas I tell everybody, come to Australia, stay at my house, fine. Don't bring your axes.
I've actually given my address out on stream before.
Yeah, I don't care.
No, you got your first job lined up, Nerd's Nerd. Mac says he'll hire you for the narrate. Oh crap! My battery's running low. I gotta go back upstairs. Sorry, folks. Wasn't even paying attention to that. I thought I had a full battery, but
okay. So zombies here. Okay, we're talking space zombies. Any kind of special abilities anyone would give that we haven't seen before?
I kind of like the like venomous or spitting, ability. That's always pretty nasty, or something like that. I've seen some zombies with the like the frog tongue and things like that. There we go.
The long.
Yeah.
That was in Resident Evil. No.
That makes sense. That sounds about right.
I don't know. I think I've seen that.
The ability to walk on their hands in a really creepy way, upside down. No, this is a cigarette. Ran out of that days ago.
He only
Sorry,
thinks he
in such a
ran
foul mood.
He only thinks he ran out of it days ago. It's just the time warp from being baked all the time.
It's necessary. I can't deal with you people like sober. Come down to your level, your North American level.
Oh,
You're already saying that because you're still high from that time you got stung by a snake spider. Snake spider from the water.
Venomous drop bear.
You see me lying in the rock pool go, yes, come on.
So anybody else got any like weird abilities they give their zombies?
I don't know. I was just trying to get the conversation back on topic. I didn't actually think that one through.
No, I like that because I play Zombicide and there's just a crap ton of zombies there. I mean, I say I play it. I bought it, but I haven't actually played it. I bought the Western version. No shock there. But I did. All I saw was just like like Max says, stronger, larger, faster. But I
running fast.
Yeah, the fast ones are terrifying, because they tend to be faster than humans, and you can't outrun that kind of stuff. And as soon as you turn back, you're gonna.
Well, there's always
yeah. You gotta fight them. You can't run from them. That's the point of having that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Or you get the super strong ones that you have to run from instead of fight.
At which point,
yeah,
some of the other ones will get you or something like that. It's a brutal.
Yeah, but see, because I'm used to them like shuffling along, so you can kind of like.
Yeah. That's the point. You're used to one thing, and then you get something from the left field there.
The only way I see him running is
Because they kind of on that point of unexpected, and I don't know if this is a special ability of the zombie, but rather the phenomena that created them. But I like the idea of it slowly being able to corrupt AI as well. So like the droids and the robots slowly turn into rage machines, the ship itself over time.
Yeah.
Okay, a nerd's nerd, you need to check out Mutant Chronicles because that is all part and parcel of the whole universe of Mutant Chronicles. The
I've got like 9 things on my list from tonight. I gotta prioritize.
No. All of them at once. Mainline
it. It's just right in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, computers can have organic components as well. Like,
no kidding. Like Archie and even what was that other movie?
What was the Saturn 9 or whatever?
Saturn 5.
Saturn 5.
Right.
Or that machine was built out of the.
Ooh, yeah. And if you actually had cyborgs in your universe, in your universe,
On YouTube.
and then suddenly, you thought you killed the cyborgs, and then they get back up all gray or blue. Yeah, that would be,
or that's how the zombies are in that universe. They're just like making people. They're the Borg.
If they can.
Right.
The navigators get infected and start crashing ships into black holes and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Or maybe they're not crashing them. Maybe they're just taking them back to their home world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Taking them somewhere.
Yeah.
Like if you think of those psychic people that they had in like Minority Report in the tanks, like something like that, navigating your ship, and then it gets infected. I mean, that's probably the last thing you're gonna notice until you're like, we're off course. What's going on here?
Well, you'll navigate from Dune.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Weird shit.
The Zombitology, Xenu the zombie.
Xenu the zombie. Oh, I don't know. How would you so say you're doing a game, right? How would you baseline the stats compared to like just a bog standard human? Weaker, stronger?
What's up, Iron Man? I like the idea, of having, at least like 4 different kinds, going, from the traditional slow walkers to, fast ones, big ones, and maybe, some sort of, smart ones, something like that, the leaders or something, at least, 1 in 100 kind of thing, that gives you, it's sort of like a glimpse into the future of, let's call it the zombie evolution, so that, very, very much like, Omega Man, where they were all smart and they were the next evolution of mankind. It's, nature had finally gotten to a point. It's like, okay, this isn't working, but this is going to be the next step. And, humanity being, forced to look at, themselves no longer being at the top of the food chain and now an ingredient in somebody's soup.
You know what you could do if you have like create a very small increment in improvement, and if the party doesn't kill that one, next time they're dealing with 2 or 3 of those ones instead of just one. Like every time they fail to wipe out the upgrade, that's what they're facing in greater numbers instead of the old version, right?
Exactly.
As you cut a zombie in half, you now have 2 zombies.
Well, I was thinking like it survived to make more of its own upgrade kind, right? But yeah, basically. What is a zombie biting somebody? But
If you destroy the central nervous system, you kill it.
Yeah, well, that's
okay. Well, it's almost time to end the show. I wanted to ask you guys about something.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about immortal cells?
No. That sounds like something from Nathan's show.
It's a real thing. It's something recently discovered or supposedly discovered that they're using to actually make like some of the fake meats. Where they're
these are kind of like the cancer things, but they're not cancer.
Right. To make, the Impossible burgers or whatever, chicken that grows, but it's only the drumstick, I wonder if you eat one of those burgers and
that's a thing. You yourself can do this. Take a fertile chicken egg and carefully cut open the shell and insert a needle into the sack because you don't and then cut the wing in the yolk, and then it will grow 2 where it should have only had 1. So you could literally have a 1 chicken that has an entire like pound of chicken wings growing off of it. So
I ate an impossible Whopper out of curiosity, and it
I feel sorry
tasted
for you.
it tasted like a gauze bandage that had been sprayed with like meat flavored body spray.
Yeah, texture.
I was
man.
like, this isn't fooling anybody. Like, I was a vegetarian for years, right? Like, I would never have like deliberately eaten something like that.
Yeah, I remember. I actually had one of those. I think they were called Boca burgers back in the day, and I was like, "This is actually not bad." I mean, it was mostly mushrooms. I like mushrooms, so
Yeah, that's fine. Chickpeas are fine, but when you start growing like not cow or anti-cow or
part of a cow.
That's
yeah.
Beyond Beef isn't like it's a soy-based wheat product or something like that, right? It's weird where
I've had some good burgers in my time.
Yeah, synthetic the synthetic like the continuously growing meat is actual meat. It's just engineered to grow
from the cell.
From the cell.
Yeah, it's
as
lab
like,
grown instead of animal grown.
yeah.
Mm.
Right, what
Yeah,
it's
hard
induced
pass.
to grow chemically. I don't know if they perfect it so you can have the thing in your freaking kitchen and you're just cutting off a square steak without a bone. Ah, but
Perfect Wagyu ribeyes for everyone.
Yeah.
An Italian dude taught me how to cook, and I was kind of getting into the vegetarianism thing at the time. He's like, always cook Italian. Don't eat none of that fake meat shit. What the hell is that? If you want to eat vegetable, eat the vegetable. But don't eat none of that. It's unholy.
Yeah.
No, that was kind of my point is, I could see that being like, maybe a way to start your zombie virus, or your zombie plague.
Yes,
or
please.
I think that's been done in fiction before.
I'm not aware of it, but it would be funny to have the players find that out, like as part of the thing is to figure out what happened, and then for them to realize they've been eating this stuff for like years, and now
so what you're saying is the future zombie apocalypse starts at the University of Berkeley.
Wow.
Or McDonald's.
In their cafeteria, all those little
that happened in the 60s, bro.
It did, but Rush Limbaugh is actually secretly Jim Morrison, and that's my conspiracy theory for today.
Rush Limbaugh is secretly Jim
I'm not
Morrison.
joking. Just think about it.
I am thinking.
It's actually thinking
Yeah, we are trying really hard. We just, it's all about the trying and the monkeypox.
The monkeypox. I'm just saying that dog can only get monkeypox in its anus so many ways.
That's right. That's exactly right, Dean Powell. Rush is Jim Morrison, confirmed. Jim Morrison's dad was in the CIA, by the way. He was involved with MK Ultra.
Just like Shauner.
Shauner is a victim of MK Ultra. That's a different situation.
Okay. Well, he is my unsworn mortal enemy or something like that.
He'll get over it. We love you, Shauner. Come back. Come back for big manly hugs, you silly bastard.
Yeah, I know. Little guy and I have not stopped putting him in our prayers every night. I don't know about you guys, but he made me laugh more than a million times. and then something happened, and
Look,
know,
dude, we're
we'll see.
nerds. We're like difficult, antisocial people. We just, we got to figure it out. We figure it out as we go along, right? Like, but
I keep hearing a device disconnect.
That's Shauna. He's in your connection.
Who's Shawner? It's Shawner, Shonner. He's a YouTuber. Been around for a long, long time. You want to go check out his channel. It's just like I spelled it. He does some interesting things, but then he goes on some wild, crazy rants every once in a while.
He's a very passionate man. He's a very passionate man. That's what you can say about him.
So I'm gonna call it a couple of minutes early before we just start getting awkward here. It was great having everybody here. Kevin,
Awkward
even
for
Frozen,
her. I've still got my pants on.
Thank you.
You're wearing pants?
Not
well,
anymore.
I stood up, so you guys, I'm wearing pants. I don't know about Kevin.
There's a reason why I don't turn my camera on.
Knowing him, he's probably not even actually wearing that shirt. It was good seeing you, Kevin. You got to hit me up on Messenger so we can chat and see about getting your tech upgraded and getting you not so close to the camera.
I like his brick wall background. That's cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of
up in the table.
Reminds me of a couple of stand-up gigs I did. I'm still disappointed that we didn't get a full WWE between Shauna and Abe.
Yeah.
Okay, not really. Because Abe would kick the crap out of him. He's got that crazy wiry looking strength. I wouldn't mess with Abe.
I don't know. I think Abe would get distracted talking about the moon landing or something.
Yes,
You make these people sound so interesting.
They aren't.
Yeah,
we're all God's children. We're all God's children. Okay? Even me. We're all gonna come back to the fold one day. We'll all be in the same place one day, hopefully.
It'll be the world's most unimaginably large gaming table, playing every freaking game at the same freaking time, and everybody will be on the same page, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But only D6s.
If you like. I never cared about that stuff, so I just roll with it.
Right? I don't care either.
I honestly think that's why Shauna hates me. Because I don't care what fucking die you use.
I'd flip coins if that was what was required of the game.
Well, you are a bit of a troll.
Right here at the very tail end. I'm glad you get to pop in. I know you'll end up watching the whole show later because that's what kind of cool guy you are. You made me forget what I was going to say. Other than thank you all for showing up tonight. This was fun. I actually got some really good ideas for the zombies that I'm going to be running in one of the games I'm going to be running pretty soon here. And it might not be the nautical game. So stay tuned, folks.
Well, let me know.
We had some great people in here today. DM James, thanks for showing up. Hungar, of course. Justin, a Nerd, James L, all of you guys. I hope you'll come back next week because I'm going to try and continue this sort of Halloween sci-fi theme for the rest of the month if I can, find a way to either squeeze werewolves.
I can get behind Space Werewolves. I don't know anything that's ever had Space Werewolves in them, but we can make up something to do with Space Werewolves.
Actually,
do they only use Earth's moon or is it any moon?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Any moon. I'm down with any moon.
Yeah, I can actually think of one werewolf. It was Werewolf by Night, who was, I think, J. Jonah Jameson's son, who was also an astronaut, and I believe came back from the moon or something with lycanthropy. But I'd have to do some research.
There are
but
werewolves on the moon.
I put the ass in astronaut.
What? Did you
Because that's an outro.
He is a class act, folks. I cannot wait till he starts his own channel, just so we can, go over there and dogpile on him. You too, Dean Paul, everybody else, have a great night. I got to run over to the Quantum show after I do a couple of things, that you don't want to know about. But
it's called pooping.
No, that's not what I was talking about. But use your own imagination. Again, thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun. Hope you guys all have a great weekend.
I did not
Make sure you go over and dogpile on a Nerds channel, and let's get her up to the 50 subs she needs so she can start doing live streams, because I expect to be one of the first people she invites.
Oh, you don't need that many. I do
Definitely.
live streams, and I don't have that many people.
Oh, really? I thought that
used to be like a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Cool. And you can always free stream also.
Yeah.
Dave Zell, nice. All right, folks, I got to go. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Cigar DMs channel, where we're going to be doing a double feature of Death Race 2000 and Curse of Frankenstein, the great old Hammer film, to get us right into the month of October, even though it's halfway gone. So, nobody's perfect. But thanks, everybody. Okay. Have a great evening. We love you guys. And as always,
party on. Nah, it's party on. Oh,